Friday night used to have a sound, the click of a VHS case, the low hum of old fluorescent lights, that familiar blue and yellow glow bleeding through your car windows. It wasn't just a store, it was a ritual, a promise that somewhere on those shelves, your perfect movie night was waiting. By 2004, Blockbuster ruled the world. 9,000 stores, 84,000 employees, 65 million members, $6 billion in yearly revenue. And 800 million of that came from late fees. And then, in less than a decade, it was gone. 9,000 stores vanished, billions of dollars evaporated, and one of the most recognizable brands in America became a punchline. So how does something that big, that loved, that dominant, disappear almost overnight? It's easy to say, streaming killed it. But that's not the real story. This story isn't about technology, it's about psychology. Because Blockbuster didn't die from disruption, it died from certainty. Dallas, Texas. The year is 1985. David Cook, a quiet software engineer, has just sold his oil and gas software company. It was his wife who had the idea, a video rental business. At the time, renting movies was chaos. Unorganized mom and pop stores, sketchy late fees, adult films next to children's movies. Cook sees something others don't, a system problem. He builds a store powered by data, barcodes, central inventory, a warehouse feeding stores like servers feeding clients. Opening night, lines wrap around the block. The store is clean, bright, and fully stocked with 10,000 tapes. 2 years later, Wayne Huizenga notices. The co-founder of Waste Management. He sees Blockbuster not as a store, but as a system. Something that can scale. By 1988, a new Blockbuster opens every single day. 3,600 stores by 1993. Friday night in America becomes a ritual of aisles and VHS boxes. By 1994, Viacom buys Blockbuster for $8.4 billion. It's an empire. But inside that empire, a fatal weakness was already forming. Because when you build a business on what people love today, you forget that people always change tomorrow. 1997, California. A man named Reed Hastings pays a $40 late fee for Apollo 13. He swears there has to be a better way. He and Mark Randolph start Netflix, movies by mail. No due dates, no late fees. In 2000, they fly to Blockbuster's Dallas headquarters. They offer to sell Netflix for $50 million. Blockbuster's CEO, John Antioco, laughs. It's one of the most expensive laughs in business history. But here's the twist. On paper, he was right. Netflix was losing money. DVDs were niche. Streaming wasn't real yet. And Blockbuster was unstoppable. That's the danger of certainty. It feels logical, right up until it kills you. Inside Blockbuster, the psychology of success takes hold. Overconfidence bias. Customers will always come back. Fixed beliefs. Physical stores are the moat. Short-term thinking. Protect late fees at all costs. Resistance to change. Digital isn't profitable yet. In 2001, they even build streaming first, with Enron. It works. The tech is ready, but leadership walks away. Too busy managing shelf space and store layouts to notice the future sitting on their servers. By 2003, their annual report lists Walmart, Target, and Best Buy as competitors. But not Netflix. And while Blockbuster analyzes quarterly profits, Netflix analyzes people. They study habits, predict taste, personalize everything. Netflix learns who customers are. Blockbuster keeps selling what they were. Every envelope Netflix mails makes Blockbuster a little less necessary, and still, Blockbuster doesn't flinch. They aren't afraid of Netflix. They're annoyed by it. John Antioco finally launches Blockbuster Online, their answer to Netflix. It works. 1 million subscribers in less than a year. But inside the boardroom, the old patterns return. Antioco wanted long-term innovation, but Carl Icahn, a legendary activist investor, demanded short-term profit and immediate cuts. To win customers, Antioco ends late fees. No more late fees. It's bold and right. But it costs $200 million in revenue. The board panics. Antioco is fired. And his replacement? Jim Keyes, the man who once ran 7-Eleven. He believes the stores can still be saved. He tells shareholders the digital threat is exaggerated, and the moment he does, Netflix begins streaming. Jim Keyes inherits a company already underwater. Blockbuster's systems are ancient, written in Fortran. Its debt, nearly $1 billion. In 2007, Keyes buys MovieLink, a true streaming platform with thousands of titles from major studios. It's the one move that could have changed everything. If Blockbuster had secured exclusive rights, it might have beaten Netflix. But the 2008 financial crash hits. Credit evaporates. Studios demand cash up front. The pivot dies before it begins. Keyes tries one last gamble, buying Circuit City. He imagines selling devices preloaded with Blockbuster's streaming app. Analysts call it insane. CNBC mocks him. But in hindsight, it wasn't madness. It was desperation. Because by then, Netflix isn't chasing Blockbuster. It's passing it. 3 million subscribers and growing. Blockbuster's stock delisted, stores closing by the hundreds. Inside, denial still reigns. Executives insist people will always want to browse in person. They insist the brand is too iconic to fail. They keep insisting until there's no one left to listen. Blockbuster files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. $900 million in debt. Dish Network buys the remains for $320 million. The last company-owned stores close. The empire is gone, except for one. Bend, Oregon. A single store that smells like 1999. A museum of memory. It rents nostalgia now, not movies. It's the last Blockbuster on Earth. So what really killed Blockbuster? Not Netflix, not streaming, not technology. Human nature. Success breeds certainty. Certainty breeds blindness, and blindness kills giants. When a company becomes too confident, it stops listening. When profits become identity, curiosity dies. Blockbuster believed what worked yesterday would always work tomorrow. That customers were loyal to the brand, not the experience. That data was noise. They didn't fail to see the future. They saw it and laughed. Netflix didn't just win because of streaming. It won because it understood behavior, convenience, emotion. It learned that loyalty belongs to whoever makes life easier. By the time Blockbuster tried to catch up, Netflix already was the future. It had data. It had imagination. It had humility. Netflix kept asking questions. Blockbuster kept giving answers. And the questions always outlive the answers. If there's one lesson in Blockbuster's fall, it's this. Don't mistake dominance for durability. Every empire meets a moment that challenges its certainty. Some adapt. Some evolve. Some laugh it off. The night before Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy, 43 million people still had membership cards. They still believed. But belief doesn't stop disruption, and nostalgia doesn't stop innovation. Blockbuster could have been Netflix. It had the capital, the customers, the catalog, the chance. But it didn't have curiosity. And curiosity is the one resource no empire survives without. Because the moment you stop questioning what made you great is the moment the next Netflix is already being built right under your nose. So when the future knocks, don't laugh, don't wait, don't protect what's dying. Open the door before the door gets slammed in your face.
You've been watching Corporate Deep Dives, where every empire leaves a lesson. Subscribe for more stories that shape the business world.